I've been to so many places lately. What do you say we take a day off from adventuring and just find somewhere nice to relax?
Sure. Cloud Retainer's place?
What Paimon think? Where are some nice places we could go? Oh, why don't we pay Cloud Retainer a visit at Mount Outsong?
Yeah, we'll bring some
It's
food.
been a while since we last saw that illuminated bird. She's always the one popping up out of nowhere and scaring us half to death. So let's surprise her this time.
I think she would appreciate it. Also, the new area. Oh, it connects into Fontaine. That's nice. And yet we've still got this big void. Let's see what she's up to. Oh, well, it seems like she's in a human form.
Here we are, right outside her place. Do you still remember the first time we came here? We even brought offerings and everything.
Yeah, we brought a lot of food.
And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we've spent some more time together, she's really not like that at all.
She's definitely unique.
We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere, so if she really wants something, we can just use that.
Yeah, where are you hiding those, Paimon?
Huh? Traveler, did something catch your eye?
Wow, it's...
Whoa, what a pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer?
Damn. Seems like she could also be a powerful Adeptus.
Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special.
Her design's
As
so
expected
good.
of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of Adepti friends from all over the country.
Hi, guys.
Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right?
No.
Want to go up to her and say hello?
Don't think it works like that. I'll leave the introduction to you, like always.
Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this.
The floor is yours.
Hello.
Off to a good start. You've scared all the animals off.
Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
Wow, that was awful. Just say everything in a nice, even tone.
Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're also friends of Cloud Retainer. May we have the pleasure of learning your name, Madam Adeptus?
Wow, you're assuming that she's an Adeptus? Come on, Paimon.
You two...
You can't blame us.
What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
It's a pretty big change.
Wait, you're...
Cloud Retainer?
Huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look... human! How did that happen?
I mean, we already know they can transform.
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
I wonder if we're ever going to see all the other Adeptuses, like human forms, as playable characters. Or as just NPCs anyway.
So, you're indulging now because...
Because Hoyoverse needs that money.
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
Fair point.
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly appeared on the top of a roof without any warning. Or...
Yo, Paimon, calm down. She doesn't want to embarrass her daughters. It feels like Cloud Retainer has her reasons, but doesn't want to discuss them too openly. I almost forgot, Paimon brought you some gifts.
Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
You're being so stingy.
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all. Most commendable.
Yeah, see Paimon, we're covering for you. Cloud Retainer tries, but fails to look indifferent as Paimon...
Well, this is all Paimon's got. You don't mind, right?
It's just one of those, like, small Freddies. That would be great.
One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration, The quantity or quality of the gift is but a trivial matter.
Of course, of course.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we before you reminded Paimon about the gifts?
Cloud Retainer said she was going to visit some of her disciples.
Ah, right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe.
Yep.
It's also been a while since we last saw them. Maybe we can come too.
Hey, we are going to get to see the whole family. Nice.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shenhe and Ganyu should be quite pleased to see you again.
Buzzin'.
However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's company?
Yeah, no particular reason.
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we'd run into your human form while we were at it?
Is that so?
Yep, that's it.
If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still working at Yue High Pavilion, so
As
that
always.
should be our first stop.
Always overworking.
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor!
Yay. 1,000 moonlit miles.
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count on one talon the number of times she returns to Mount Outsong each year.
Oof.
Shenhe has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future.
Classic.
Did they think one was so easily mollified? One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
I mean, Shenhe's, trying to fit in. Ganyu's just overworking. Typical things. And what is this? An elegantly assembled mysterious mechanism. For some reason, it is hard to keep your eyes off it. It appears to be one of Cloud Retainer's new inventions, but it's hard to tell what it could be used for. And you know what? That means it's a very good place to summon it. Bada bing. Bada da. Hey, there's Gaming. You know what? One more for the road. Ah. We'll do more wishes later. Alright, back to the harbour. In we come.
We're almost at Wei High Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this?
Has Ganyu ever seen her human form?
Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go?
Oh, is she embarrassed? She's back there.
Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Getting the nerves.
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
That's adorable if it is nerves.
But why? Isn't it better if we all go together?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time.
So you literally can't win. I can't really remember, but wasn't Ganyu making sure to, spend more time to herself than, working? Or am I just remembering that wrong?
One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again, do not mention one's presence here.
Yes, mother.
Fair enough, makes sense. All right then, we'll just pass on your regards and...
Cloud Retainer?
Oh, well, there you go. Got super hearing. Oh no. She's all... That's so cute.
Oh, busted.
I mean, we weren't really keeping quiet, were we?
Is that lady someone you know, Miss Ganyu?
I feel like Cloud Retainer should be a very well-known name, right?
She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit?
Well, there it is.
I believe my schedule today is quite full. Although, perhaps I could move some work to later in the evening.
Well, it's just as Cloud Retainer predicted.
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu. I'll make the necessary arrangements right away.
Thank you, Huixin.
Well, mission failed, guys.
It's been a while, Ganyu.
That's so adorable.
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
Hey, so she has seen.
You are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this cloud retainer of whom you speak. One is simply a mere mortal passerby.
Bro, that excuse is never gonna work. She has seen you in this form.
Seems she's not buying it.
Wow, seeing Cloud Retainer embarrassed is new. No, I'm pretty sure we've seen Cloud Retainer embarrassed before, right? Again, you saw right through her.
That was but a simple test.
Of course.
One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily, especially after so many years of only seeing one's other form.
I mean, come on, look at you. You stand out from every other NPC in the game. Ganyu looks totally bewildered. She's thinking, why wouldn't I recognize you? I used to see you every day. How bad do you think my memory is? Yeah.
But recognizing you is, my responsibility as your disciple.
Of course.
An apt observation. One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay you a visit while in the area.
She's a very caring mother.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important...
Classic Paimon ruining everything.
Cloud Retainer's right! We've still got something super important to do, so we can't stay here for too long today.
Oh, is that so? But it's been so long since we last saw each other.
Oh, there you go. You're making Ganyu upset now. Well done, guys.
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today. A more involved reunion should wait until you find yourself less occupied.
Is Ganyu ever less occupied, though? Is she?
I understand. That should be fine.
Oh.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, excessive exhaustion will still cause grave harm to your body.
Facts.
It still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now.
Gotta get those 8 hours.
Respected and independent. When you were young, you often begged one to cuddle you to sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Well, there it is, the stories.
Cloud Retainer! Stop!
That's what I wanted.
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story. Why don't you continue your conversation? One shall simply stand by and listen.
Yeah, that's what the friendship voice lines are for. You discussed some of your recent adventures with Ganyu.
Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything, please just come find me at Yue High Pavilion.
Yeah, Fontaine has been quite the adventure.
Also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to continue appearing in this form, don't you think it'd be helpful to adopt a human name?
That is true, it helps with the disguise.
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point. Considering the sheer extent of one's renown, Cloud Retainer is surely too recognizable as a name.
I mean, if we go back to the lady earlier, she didn't recognize the name, so maybe not that recognizable.
You really think so? Not that you're not famous or anything, but that famous?
Yeah, I kind of doubt it as well.
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored. From this point on, when in public occasions, be sure to refer to one as Xianyun.
Damn, she came up with that name pretty quick.
Xianyun?
Is there a reason behind that?
I assume that's a reference to the full record of Pristine Pavilion.
Ah, nerd talk.
An adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon. They were enlightened and wise, free and unfettered. The writer referenced Master's name to describe her carefree and spontaneous nature.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like only the most powerful of Adepti could rise with the clouds and rest with the moon.
I mean, Paimon, you belong to the sky, so who knows how powerful you are.
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe Cloud Retainer herself.
Makes sense.
Huh? Wait, so you're really that powerful?
I mean, she is an Adeptus.
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size?
I mean, you have to recall what they pulled off against the fight against Asile or whatever his name was. They were putting in some work.
Not exactly.
Yeah, Paimon looked away in embarrassment.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tales of her past can only be found in ancient texts.
Yeah, that's what the lore videos are about.
It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no choice, many people left their homes, while others spent day and night praying to the Adepti.
What, and Cloud Retainer made a well?
Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral understanding of all the pain and desperation during that time. On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread through the land.
Oh, brilliant.
If not for Cloud Retainer's efforts, much of Liyue would be nothing more than a barren wasteland today.
Fair play. Damn, a drought and a noxious gas. I kind of would have liked to see what Liyue would look like if that did happen. As depressing as it would be.
The books had this to say about what happened.
Hit us.
Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediately, the clouds gathered together, and abundant rain burst forth from the heavens. Drought and plague were both driven away, and the people were saved.
You know what? Well played.
Wow. That's incredible!
Yeah.
Mortal records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely with one art, and even if one had not interceded, the other Adepti would surely have stepped in to help.
I mean, to them, it was probably just as simple as just waving a wing.
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really control the weather like the book said? Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you. So it was Paimon's bad for calling you Illuminated Bird before. You're not too mad, are you?
Oh, so now you're concerned about what you call people. I see, Paimon, I see.
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey through the world. Why would one be offended by such a trivial matter?
Facts. That I can get behind. But also names can be pretty hype. Some of the Travelers' titles kind of slap. I mean, for example, the first Sage of Burst still slaps. That title is so good.
That's a relief. In that case, Paimon will continue to call you whatever feels right in the moment.
Oh, well, there you go. Paimon's got free reign.
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe?
I do hope we get to see all three of them together. I hope it's not like just seeing them individually.
One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts on her workplace? And what, pray tell, of her monthly remuneration?
Damn, Shenhe's also got a job now? I mean, if it's anything with physical labor, Shenhe's got it handled.
Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed time off during Lantern Rite?
It's so adorable to see how worried she is.
That is a lot of questions.
Again, you can handle it.
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Shenhe to her employer personally. Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently. So with Chef Mao being swamped with customers, and Xiangling still off and out in search of new recipes, I introduced Shenhe to staff the restaurant.
Damn, okay. Wasn't expecting one meme restaurant, but fair enough.
I see. Most excellent indeed. One has had the pleasure of being introduced to that family. Xiangling is kind and astute, while her father is loyal and reliable. One has no cause to believe that they will make Shenhe's work difficult.
I mean, yeah, Xiangling gets to go off and do her own thing, so it would be the same for Shenhe.
Now, it is almost time to partake in the victuals of noon. One shall visit Wanmin Restaurant in person and see how Shenhe is doing.
Huh? But didn't you just say that you had something important to do?
Yeah, of course.
Can that wait until after we've eaten?
You may return to your work, Ganyu. One shall see to this matter on one's own. There will be many an occasion to dine together in the future. One is certain the opportunity shall present itself most readily.
Hopefully at Lantern Rite.
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
Goodbye, Ganyu.
See you around, Ganyu!
Alright, that's one down. That's my Nai Primos.
Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think?
Of course.
As
Yeah,
soon
you're
as
improving.
You mentioned important business to attend to. Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time. Is Paimon right?
Yes, Paimon.
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
I stand corrected.
Wait, for real?
The moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
Of course, you know, there's got to be a plot
She
twist.
really seems to be playing up the whole mysterious Adeptus thing right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
She's going the mysterious character route.
You get what I'm saying, right?
I mean, this would improve Shenhe's, like, communication skills as well.
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady, eh?
Oh, I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering any dishes. Hey, how about you ask her?
Hey, guys. Might not want to try that. The last dude nearly got thrown off the J chamber.
You do it.
No. I think you should. Wait, she's coming.
Oh, my waifu. Oh.
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering if you'd be willing to...
No.
What would you like to order?
This seems about right.
2 servings of more meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
You know what? That's actually a pretty good tactic. They stop by to, you know, try and hit on her. She scares them into buying stuff. 10 out of 10 tactic. I respect it. A brilliant plan. Yo, what's up?
Welcome. It's been a while. May I take your order?
Yeah, can we get like 50 Adeptus Temptations, please?
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line. It's weird.
But it's oddly fitting. It's been a while, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm.
Great conversation.
Oh, and this is?
Ah, so Shenhe hasn't seen it.
This is Miss Xianyun.
Master?
Oh, never mind. That got figured out very quick.
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with such ease?
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take.
That's sweet.
You...
Ah, my heartstrings.
Is something the matter, Master?
That's a good disciple.
Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on your well-being.
Man, Cloud Returner is so damn right adorable.
And check out the great food, too.
Of course.
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and can't talk for very long.
Fair enough.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler in Paimon. Are you here for Shenhe?
Yeah, that's right.
The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So, I've got things covered for now.
There you go. Great boss.
Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if things pick up.
Chef Mao is the real MVP.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
Woohoo!
I do wonder what the important thing is, though. Yo, move. Blocking the way, man. Vibes.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
I mean, again, this would be very good for her.
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Yeah, makes sense.
Seems like you've been making progress. So by dealing with them, you mean...
Throwing them off the J chamber.
First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At
Best.
this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
There you go. You know what? 10 out of 10. That's how customer service should be everywhere.
Oh, how should Paimon put this?
Yeah, it sounds good enough.
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate so well into human society.
And you, Master? How have you been?
This is cute.
Simply marvelous. Though Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be lacking.
She's been lonely without her daughters.
I see. Huh, just as expected of Master.
What she means to say is that she's been missing you.
I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking some time off soon to visit Master.
Yeah, Clover Turner does strike me as a character to not say their true feelings. I'll be too embarrassed to say them.
Oh, you did? Do make note of such matters in your letters in the future. There's hardly a need to keep one in suspense.
So adorable.
Whoa. Her mood shot up just like that.
She's like, oh, she cares about me.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue Harbor, have you had the chance to visit Ganyu?
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied with her work. There was time only to exchange a few simple pleasantries.
So, you know, the typical things.
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name. It was amazing. We never knew how powerful she was before.
I see. In that case, allow me to also share a story about Master's past.
Oh, go on.
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be a good topic of conversation.
Hey, she does it all the time to you, so
No, not a problem.
it's only fair.
One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Okay.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After
Oh.
Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural edge in such a contest.
Yeah, being a sore loser.
In response, Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race. Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the day of the contest.
That's so petty, I love it.
Huh. What kind of device was it?
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again? Oh, an electro-powered bicycle?
EPB. God, just imagining Cloud Retainer riding a bike. Definitely want to see fan art of that.
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile.
Ah,
One
yes, of
spent
course.
49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy, and it can cover thousands of miles in one day.
Oh, fair play.
Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he could barely keep up.
So Mooncarver being a sore loser and Cloud Retainer being a gremlin.
Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch. Truly a most unfortunate turn of events. Anyway, do go on, Shenhe.
Yeah, going up mountains on a bike, it ain't fun.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Hey, you know what? I would kind of be down to see that. Just get all the Adeptus together and just have like a massive race.
Have you been lonely, Master?
Whoa.
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's own self-directed musings can span several days and nights.
AKA, she's lonely.
'Tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous.
Come on, you can be truthful.
What is the reason for that look upon your face?
We think you're lying.
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything. But all it took was a few words out of your mouth and it's like you're back to being that illuminated bird again.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what stories are meant to do. Especially about a legend.
I was just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the real Cloud Retainer?
Huh? What do you mean?
To me, they are both, Master.
Yeah.
One is the Master that's widely revered by the people, while the other is the Master that I respect and adore.
Yeah, how a public sees a legend and how you personally know a legend. Two different things, but also the same thing. Legends will always be dramatized when in reality it was probably something simple.
One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature.
Yeah, Shenhe's learning.
You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you refuse to grace Mount Outsong with your presence for any extended period of time. One would almost question the sincerity of your estimations. This is not
Hey.
to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they see fit, yet one places little weight in such judgments.
Bro, just say you're lonely.
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple, and it's as if her ego is about to burst.
Do you have any empty tables?
Oh well, Shenhe, it seems like we need your help.
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
Ah, there we go. It's starting to ramp up a bit.
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
Good employee.
Alright, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
Yeah, good luck.
I'll try my best.
As more and more guests begin to trickle in, Paimon takes the opportunity to order a whole array of delicious
So
food.
much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
Yeah, make it even more difficult. Yeah, is the food to your taste, Cloud Retainer?
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors.
Fairs?
The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit of inspiration. One has already begun to conceptualize the next generation of supreme cuisine machines.
Yeah, she's gonna replace everyone with machines at this point.
Everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
Yeah, if I had to say anything, Liyue would be the worst place I could eat at, since I am not good with any type of spice. I have no tolerance for spice whatsoever.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Hey, we can move.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny? But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here? My poor legs can't go on for much longer.
Granny's out here guilt tripping.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Okay, I'll ask around.
I mean, yeah, I've got plenty of space. What's up?
Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left, so...
No, no. Joking.
Well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't mind either, as long as you don't mind our chatter.
Great! Thanks so much. My name is Xianyun, and this is my granny, Yuendai.
You and I.
Granny?
Yeah, something wrong with it, Paimon?
Yep. Is there something wrong with that?
Yeah.
No, Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young.
Hey, Paimon, you need these? I don't mind lending them. You not see the wrinkles?
Yeah. A lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears.
Yo, grey hair, wrinkles. I mean, yeah, she's not slumped over, but you can't really say it's youthful. Do you know each other?
Granny? Why don't you take a seat?
That was awkward.
Come on, it's not polite to stare.
I mean, she probably knows about Cloud Retainer.
Huh. Have we met before?
There you go.
No.
Yes.
'Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
Probably met when she was really young.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you. I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm.
A very unique diet.
No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu.
Yo, she eats like a bird.
Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat that?
It can't hurt to ask.
Right, that's what Paimon was thinking too.
Hey, you know what? Don't knock it until you try it.
Need any help?
Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer.
Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that sound kinda confusing.
Oh, well, that's depressing.
Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am every morning.
Ugh. Yeah, hearing about that type of situation is just, it's heartbreaking. Yeah, what about your parents?
They died young. It's just me and Granny now.
Yeah, that's not great for a kid.
Oh,
Well, shit, that brought down the mood.
but it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got.
Props.
Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid.
You're too kind.
And me? Oh, what about me?
You've got a unique taste.
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. Wait, what was that really important thing again?
I mean, Clarity also has an important thing. It might have a connection.
Ah, I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me. She told me to come and find her, and that once I'd found her, I would be free.
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
Because she got reminded because she was looking at the person.
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it. But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again. You know, I believe I've had this dream a great many times. But just how many times have I had it? Now that I do not remember.
Dementia has always been like a terrifying thing for me. Yeah, just thinking about it just terrifies me.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Oh, does that mean you're possessed?
Hey, if that's the case, then I would have been possessed ages ago.
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
There you go.
Are you sure?
Paimon, why are you even questioning it?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an expert?
Nearly slipped up.
Huh, you're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person in your dreams looked like, Granny?
Yeah, surprisingly, she looked a lot similar to the person sitting right next to us.
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather like me. But not as I am now. My younger self.
Alright, well, never mind.
A younger version of Granny?
This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
Hey, you know, typical weird stuff.
As one said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave the situation to me.
Oh, there you go. Problem solved.
Are you sure? So, what are your names?
Paimon's name is Paimon.
Paimon's Paimon.
There you go. I'm Sophie.
Just Xianyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back?
Primo gems. That's it. Give us the Primo gems.
Oh, we don't need any payment for this.
Speak for yourself. Yeah, we're just curious about your situation and we want to help if we can.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. But Miss Xianyun, what exactly can we do to help out this Granny? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
Good question.
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
What about if she can't remember those places?
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do.
Oh.
The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Yo, you been to Celestia? I mean, fair play. She's very important.
Okay, taking that as a no.
I might have an idea.
Well,
Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster.
hey, fair play.
If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something.
A martial arts heroine? Oh, Shincho knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions. If anyone knows about the heroes of the past, it's him. Let's go find him at the Xianyun Commerce Guild.
You know what? That's actually a pretty good suggestion. Well done, Paimon.
Are you leaving already? But I'm still hungry.
Yeah, you stay here. We can go get him.
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
Yeah, we can pick up a few worms on the way there and back.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Xianyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Ah, she's having talks with Madam Ping. Okay.
Streetward Rambler? Oh, you mean Madam Ping!
Mm-hmm.
Precisely. Let us meet at Yujing Terrace once you are ready.
Radio.
Where are you going, Granny? Don't you like the food?
She's off to go get some worms.
Fresh milk. I need to buy you some fresh milk.
Oh.
Milk? Why?
You need to drink milk before eating, or the spicy food will make you cry. Hush, little one. Don't cry.
Hey, bro, don't say don't cry. It just reminds me of the Archon quest. Hydro Dragon, don't cry.
Granny, you're forgetting things again. I'm not a little baby anymore. I can eat spicy food now. Even the super spicy dishes, like their fish stew.
That's what they all
I
say.
can eat 2 whole bowls, no problem.
Wonderful. Oh, wonderful. My darling granddaughter is all grown up.
That's cute. Shenhe. Everything going well?
I should get paid in another few days. Shall we take the opportunity to go out and have some fun?
Yo, a date? Sign me up. New story quest?
This is one of our busiest periods in the year. Things should calm down a little in another few days.
I mean, the Lantern Rite is around the corner.
I sure am glad to have Shenhe now. There's no way I'd have been able to cope this year all by myself.
Hey, there you go. Good employment. We meet again.
Huh. It's you two. What brings you here?
We need law.
Shincho! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
You explained the situation to Shinjo.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know if I can say for sure.
Hey, you're a nerd. You'll be able to figure it out. That's fine.
I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
That might be a place to start.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits and bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name.
So that's probably how Cloud Retainer knows her.
All they knew
That's where
was
they
that
met.
she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength.
Fairs?
After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments.
Well, it seems like she might be the one.
The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Yeah, we'll roll with that.
Thanks a lot, Shincho. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
Yep, thanks, mate.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
That's why you always rely on the nerd.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Shincho, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Yeah, smart, we'll go to the battlefield.
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Xianyun Peak.
We can also ask Zhao on the way.
Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her.
Hey, thanks so much. You were a huge help.
You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, she may just be able to help me put the pieces together.
I mean, they also said alongside the drought there was like this noxious gas, so I wonder if that might have played the role in like giving her dementia in some way. It somehow like, you know, damaged the brain.
It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill.
Which makes sense because of the gas.
I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
I mean, it could just be the case that she's hiding from fame. Not everyone likes to have fame.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
Yep.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Ah, we'll see.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar?
I mean, it fits a lot with Cloud Retainer.
Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too! Xingqiu, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Probably not.
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals.
Makes sense.
So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries.
So I wonder if the cutscene we're gonna get is the one from 50 years ago. It's gonna show us the drought.
The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups. What started as a natural disaster soon became a human tragedy as well.
That sounds awful.
I mean, yeah, in those types of situations, it becomes like every man for himself. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times.
I mean, yeah, you had like the whole Archon War, so I mean, nothing can be compared to that.
They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation. Do you have any other questions?
I think that's about it.
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyun and the others again.
Yep.
Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero who saved many people. So sad that she can't recall any of it.
Whoa, Paimon, you're assuming that she is a part of this. We still don't know.
Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingqiu. Thank you so much for your help.
Alright, thank you.
It's no problem at all. Safe travels.
Yep. So I wonder how Cloud Retainer ties into it. Maybe Cloud Retainer saved her from the gas? Alright, Madam Ping.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Hey, that looks important.
Oh, thank you.
Look at that. Old pals getting together again.
Straight word, Ping. What has amused you so?
Your human form.
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you appear just the same as ever.
She's doing her own thing.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh?
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say, you're making me a little nervous. What is it?
I think this is good though. She's able to like open up without, you know, the whole song and dance trying to jump around things.
Well, the inquiry is as such.
As long as we don't ruin it by appearing.
Approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor? Not unlike the one that you yourself lead.
She wants to move down here?
It does not require as much as you may think. Still, do you mean that...
She's moving from the mountains.
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping! What are you two talking about?
We just gotta ruin it, don't we?
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you unearthed any useful details?
Yeah, sorry for ruining the moment.
Shinto has a theory, but let's save it for when Xianyun and Miss Hyundai have joined up with us again.
Alright, sounds good. Xianyun and Hyundai soon arrive at the scene. Paimon relays Xianyun's story.
Do not be troubled, young lady. Here, have some tea.
I absolutely adore Madam Ping.
Thank you so much.
What do you think, Xianyun? Does it match up with what you know of your granny?
According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. Maybe that's my grandpa.
I was about to say, you better keep your eyes on her. I thought she just was about to walk off.
I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in our attic full of a bunch of weird sigils.
Oh, well, that'll do it. Seems like the stories were on the right track.
I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. I can taste the dew's sweetness in this cup.
It seems like she's recalling a good memory.
It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains, thoroughly one with nature and at peace.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice to slow down and take the time to appreciate pleasant conversation among friends.
Madam Ping's only making herself old, so she can make herself younger if she wants.
Thank you.
She has the ability. Yeah, let's rest here for a little while then.
Okay, since we have the time, can I ask you something?
Laura's yours.
Sure thing. What would you like to know?
What are you?
I have a secret I want to tell you. Let's go talk over there.
Alright. Alright, we'll do a wish here. Come on. Cloud Retainer, come home. Damn it. Alright. Alright, Cloud Retainer, please. Okay. That's around 40-50 pity. Not bad. Noelle. Okay, Farazan. Please come home so I can save my Primo Gems. Yay!
A cursory change in one's appearance and you barely recognize me. Then let one dispel any doubt. One is in all things unconstrained and unabashed, free to live as one pleases, go where one desires, and journey with whomsoever one wishes. Nevertheless, in light of one's considerable renown, please call me Xianyun in public.
Okay, so it seems like we're gonna be getting voice lines now for every 5-star. I'm kind of down for that. Hey, that is pretty hype though. That's not too bad though. Nearly 23k Primo Gems left over. Nice. Love to see it.
It's just a feeling.
Old people
the
things.
sensation of stepping out into the mountains on a cool morning, gazing upon the small droplets of water hanging from the leaves, and feeling the sweet stream of water soothe a parched throat with every swallow.
There you go, stepping out into the mountains. Most definitely the person in the story.
It's a sense of calm and serenity, one that stretches on and on until days become weeks, weeks become years.
That's deep, man.
What's wrong, Xianyun?
Yeah, what are you hiding?
Well, I've been kind to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant, but are you guys all adepti in disguise?
Kinda, right?
Oh! About that.
I mean, looking at all three, yeah, fair enough if you come to that conclusion. Yo, what is this question? Why do you say that? Bro, just look at all three of you.
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Xianyun call herself an adeptus.
Yeah, she slipped up.
Must have been a slip of the tongue. Xianyun, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Xiyu here what you really meant by that.
Oh, there you go. Well, the cat's out the bag.
One is indeed an adeptus. Is that of some concern to you?
It's just a pretty hype thing, innit?
Huh? I knew it.
You don't sound surprised at all.
Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. But then this snowy white crane flew down from the sky.
I'm guessing it was Cloud Retainer then.
She put me on her back and flew me to her
Oh,
cool
yeah.
Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back in my bed and my fever was gone.
Yo, MVP.
I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an Adeptus like that?
Unless the granny is an Adeptus. Who knows?
A pure white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever met one that's pure white, Cloud Retainer?
Never has one met an adeptus with such features. One surmises such a description is but a hyperbolic embellishment that oft results from narrative accounts.
I mean, she doesn't technically have to be an Adeptus. Maybe she just can turn into a bird for some reason? Who knows?
That's weird. Was it really just a dream then? Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really want is to help Granny recover her memories. I'm really grateful for all your help.
Yeah, my guess is that the gas still did that to her memories.
Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, we just need to visit them one by one.
Yep.
Let's go to Wang Shu Inn first.
Hopefully we get to see Xiao.
Okay, I'll go get Granny.
Alright, off you trot.
Leaving already? Well, just remember that you can come over for a cup of tea anytime.
Always. Anything for you, Ping.
Wang Shu Inn.
Ah.
Wang Shu Inn.
Yo, guys. I know we were recalling memories and all, but can we at least get inside?
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. And if you look out into the distance, you can always spot a bird that's been left behind by its flock.
Oh.
I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window. Yes, I spent a lot of time looking out that window. Which room was it again? Let me look.
Okay, so she almost definitely know her, right?
I'll come with.
Yeah, we'll give him a shout.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place, that must mean she lived here, right? Wait, huh?
What?
Whoa!
Hey!
What are you doing here all of a sudden? You scared the living daylights out of Paimon!
Oh, there we go. That's what we needed.
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look.
Well, he's still on his toes.
If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern.
I mean, you really don't have to worry about anything if you're staying at this place. Just having Xiao protecting it.
It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form.
You've met her in this form before? I mean, that makes sense. They've both been around for quite a while.
I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Tell us more about that.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war?
Hey, there you go. Thank you, Paimon.
Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it
Alright, Paimon, shut up. Let Xiao talk.
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang continuous fire mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
There we go. Paimon showing her true powers now. She wished this into existence.
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
But you were wrong.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics.
And especially if it was around the Archon War times, like, she probably wasn't really acting like that since, you know, it was very serious. So, yeah.
The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death.
Hmm.
The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she had to activate her sigils.
Oof, that's depressing.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Probably because this form reminds her of, they just said her name, but I've already forgotten it. The person who passed away.
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape? When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world, a mortal form is hardly the most fitting of choices.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Being a bird in a mountain is very beneficial. Just being able to fly about.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago when she decided to don her human form. I believe it was for the purpose of...
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Nah, don't ruin this. I want to hear.
Granny, are you okay?
Back then, at this place,
I mean, it was probably the granny, but...
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave now.
No, Xiao, we need the tea. Spill it before you go.
Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name.
Always.
However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer, I trust you are in good hands.
And there he goes.
Everyone, I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Brilliant.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
a long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Which I'm guessing was from the gas.
Huh. So what Shinto said was true! You did fall ill! Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. The only thing I can remember is that it took a great toll on me, and there was no cure for it.
Yeah, it's just the fact that the noxious gas was mentioned. It's definitely going to play an important role.
I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window. It was a solemn sight. I remember crying, but I'm not even sure I knew why.
Huh, okay.
One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea pills.
Yeah, he doesn't look suspicious at all.
He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be
Even less
used
suspicious.
to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery. My illness remained dormant for several decades after that.
So the dementia you're suffering from now is actually...
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant
Withdrawal?
for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened all those years ago?
So it no longer has the medication. I mean, we've got an Adeptus right next to us. We can get the blood.
And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check? Paimon's brain kinda hurts. Do you remember anything else?
I mean, I've got to give props to anyone that's brave enough to take those pills. Imagine a guy walking up to you dressed like that and they're like, yeah, don't worry, I've got a cure for you. It's these pills that contain Adeptus blood. Straight away I would be like, yep, you know what? I'm good. Sign me out.
I'm sorry, I don't. Oh, if only I wasn't so useless.
Ah, it's dementia, don't worry about it.
Hey, you're not useless. You've done so much for me. Watched me grow up. Raised me. How could you say that about yourself?
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated. That's all.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's past is always superior to not finding anything at all. Let us make haste to the next location.
Next location. Next location. Oh, why don't we go to the area north of Dwayunkar's next?
Sure thing, if that's where we need to be.
There isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? Oh, Paimon's got it. Let's check out the houses in the area first.
Yeah, as long as we can teleport there, we're good.
After all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right? Oh, Paimon's really got her thinking cap on today. At this rate, we'll recover all of Granny Wendai's memories in no time. Whoa, why are there so many treasure hoarders here? Guess
We're good.
it's time to round up the bad guys.
Hey, they tried the best.
Becomes the...
Do you remember anything about this place, Granny Wendai?
Let me think. I feel like I've been here before.
Okay, good start.
I don't think I stayed here too long. I might have just rested here briefly before continuing on my way.
Got it. That's okay. There are still plenty of other places we can check.
On to the other two spots.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes. I brought some sweet snacks with me.
Buzzing.
Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you. Then Paimon will help herself.
Oh man, grandparents are always feeding you. Doesn't seem like she would have stayed here for too long either.
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
Or maybe not, she might have stayed here for longer.
This place... it's...
Very run down.
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. Xianyun. This is where your father was born.
Oh, that's pretty big news.
It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit.
Yeah, and this is where you got it on? Oh, damn.
I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could hold the monsters back.
So we just ended up getting it on, you know, we might as well make it worthwhile.
I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees, reciting a prayer over and over.
Hey, she looked pretty.
I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath, but spare my innocent child.
Sin? Oath? Did you do something wrong?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength until the sun finally rose again and the fog cleared out.
Probably got corrupted from all the fighting. Like, it might be the similar case to Zhao.
Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father. I remember I clutched him tight to my chest and wept tears of joy. It was the first time I'd ever felt such happiness in my life.
Yo, that's awesome.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you, Xianyun. You're so much like him, and I love you both so much. But you're always going to be different from me. Why? Just what did I do?
Okay, we're getting kind of interesting here.
I don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love more than anything.
Now, what type of witchcraft did you do?
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not have had the courage to come here, to try to remember what I had forgotten. All right, let's not stand around any longer. There's one place left, yes? Let's go take a look.
Alright, let's get it, gang.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Xianyun Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
So,
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top.
hey, she can climb. She's fine.
Such
I mean, she
lightness
can
of
fly.
weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything.
That is
My
so
only
depressing.
wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this torment and the burden it places upon others.
Fret not. You have my aid in this endeavor.
So I wonder where Cloud Retainer ties into this story. Because Cloud Retainer did say if they met before, so they've definitely crossed paths at some point.
We're finally here.
Hopefully this is the last stop.
Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny Yuandai?
Let me see.
I mean, there's a camp over there, so who knows?
How strange. Have I lived here before?
Yo, you sure you're not a bird? Hey, take it easy.
When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. I could easily picture myself in those places. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
Memories from a past life, maybe? Or memories from a bird? Who knows?
But did the stories get it wrong then?
I mean, we can't expect them to get everything right. I mean, yeah, it's a story about a legend. Some things are gonna be wrong.
Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Yuandai's memory just like the others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
Well, it can always just be an easy stroll.
It's alright. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Maybe.
Thank you. If only I could remember.
Hey, it's slow progress.
Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
There we go. We're back to the starting point.
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
It would appear so, Paimon.
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
That got the brain going.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember. You shouldn't do something that makes you sad.
I mean, she's got to be related to a bird somehow.
Mount Outsong, What am I really?
A bird.
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't go back.
Also, sorry for a second. What hairpin does she have in? It looked kind of similar to the one that Cloud Retainer has.
Are you feeling unwell?
My head, it feels all heavy and dizzy. What is wrong with me?
That doesn't seem good.
Cloud... Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Some machine to awaken memories? I don't know.
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
It's the only thing we can do.
Fret not. All will be well. You and I, you have already given more than enough to the pursuit of this endeavor.
Yeah, this hairpin looks way too important.
You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost memories.
How convenient.
It currently resides at Mount Outsong.
Brilliant.
Wait, really? When did you do that?
That's probably the important thing she came down for.
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal itself when we arrive.
Alright, sure thing. Whatever you say, Claritana, whatever you say. Oh, it's the machine here that we read. I remember now.
Come on, just tell Paimon already! What's this thing you've prepared?
Probably the thing on the table, Paimon.
Here, this is it.
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh, is it another invention of yours?
I mean, she just said that, so yes.
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. I call it the Suspensus Somnium Mechanism.
Brilliant. What a lovely name.
It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax and even enter a semi-hypnotic state.
Ah, so it's the same type of drugs from Sumeru. Ah, okay, I've got it.
Soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia, its potential uses are numerous indeed.
Yo, can I have that?
And of course, it can also aid in the recovery of lost memories.
That is very convenient.
Oh, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now?
Because we needed to fill out this quest.
We could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved time on a lot of floating.
How preposterous. Had Yuendai not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, the device would have nothing to draw upon.
Sure.
We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
Paimon thinks she gets it now. Hey, what's that other thing?
There's another thing here?
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler. Only with her melodies can the mechanism reach its peak power.
Madam, bring in the tunes.
Oh, Paimon can feel what you mean. Paimon's body feels light as a feather. It's as if she's lying down on a warm patch of grass after a super satisfying meal.
And here we have Paimon who awakens her forgotten memories. That would be so hype if they revealed that. Let's have everyone go down memory lane.
And Yuendai, is the mechanism helping you to relax?
Already gone.
It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side. We shall give her some time to herself.
She's hitting the good stuff. Yo, these drugs kinda slap.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
This is the grandpa.
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Aww.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten?
Liyue has such good scenic shots.
This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth.
And I'm just sat here vibing to the music.
This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past.
She was the bird.
The me from not that long ago. We should have never.
Yeah. Bird in a past life. Okay. Tone it down on the sus noises, please.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
I was a bird.
Granny!
That must be quite the whiplash, right? You just start like gaining memories of when you were a bird. Be lucky, kind of hype though.
Cloud Retainer.
Mother.
Your memories have returned.
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean
Most likely knows.
you already knew each other?
What?
Yes. I now remember everything. Everything.
Granny, please don't cry. I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, don't worry, my dear child. Granny is fine.
These are happy tears.
I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so much trouble on my behalf.
It's all good. I'm just waiting for the cutscene.
It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten was the truth of what I once was.
A bird.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of complex emotions. Perhaps one should recount the story on your behalf while you compose yourself.
So this is where we're going to get the cutscene.
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered, I must face my memories head on.
Props.
Shuyu, everyone, I cannot thank you enough for all your help. I'm ready to tell you my story, if you're willing to listen.
Flower is yours.
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter. I love you more than anything. Nothing you say can change that.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. It is for this reason that you deserve to know the truth. Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake. One for which I could never atone.
Now, if we're going, like, really terrible, like, maybe she was the one behind the drought, that would be awful.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Xianyun Karst? What happened?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane.
So, is it that her form now is also a bird, or is it just that her past self was a bird? Like, what's going on here? That's what I need confirmation on.
I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me.
Okay, so I'm guessing what happened was she was a bird, transformed into a human, probably did something sinful as a bird or as a human, and then paid the price for it.
Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new inventions, I would also stand next to her and watch.
Hey, Zhao's cries in the back.
I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
Okay, so what did you do here?
50 years ago?
During that drought that struck Liyue?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from a similar crisis in the past.
Okay.
She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, relieving suffering wherever I went.
Okay, so she had good intentions, but where did she go wrong?
But I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my desires, Master prepared a special dose of human mimicry potion for me.
Yo, bro, Cloud Retainer just like whips up anything whenever it's the most convenient. Don't worry, I've got a thing for this.
She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, And if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast, nor Adeptus.
So I wonder if that Adeptus blood that she drank, or well, took, had an effect on her. Like, it made her remain as a human, but, you know, she still suffered from the side effects of, you know, losing her memories.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia all along.
But you never turned back into a crane.
Was it because of Grandpa?
Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. When we met, it was not only my first foray into the world below, but his as well.
I mean, couldn't you just, like, turn into a crane, go back to Cloud Retainer and be like, yo, can I get another potion? Unless it was, like, this one special thing. I don't know, who knows? That seems a bit of a plot hole if they don't address it.
Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering.
Quick way to brain damage.
I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by in a flash. Yet I did not want to leave his side, so I...
So this is where the sin kicks in.
Oh no. What happened next?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity.
Hey, so what did you do?
I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode.
Okay.
I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again.
So what was the sin then? Was it because she thought she betrayed her master's, like, I don't know, trust? I thought it would have been something much more darker. So that's why the nameless heroine hid herself away.
But that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake. I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the life I was fated to lead. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin. All I could do was pray for forgiveness, even if I had long forgotten what needed to be forgiven. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time. If it weren't for those soul-revitalizing tea pills, I probably would have...
Well, there you go. We found out who it was.
Granny, what's wrong?
I mean, you could have chose like maybe a less, like, I don't know, weird disguise. Like, it looks so shady.
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea pills concocted using the blood of an Adeptus? No, it couldn't be.
Yep, you now have your master's blood inside of you.
Master, don't tell me. Back then, that merchant was actually...
Well, cat's out the bag.
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not? Consider the pills a symbol of one's best wishes.
I mean, giving a gift that's coded in your own blood is a bit of a stretch when it comes to gifts, but you know, it did help. It was a great gift.
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity, the only person I managed to deceive was myself. You knew where I was all along.
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes and ask one to pick you out from among the flock.
It's kind of cute.
One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what form they may take.
Hey, going back to Xianyun and Shenhe.
Wait! Paimon's confused!
About what?
So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But how? When? And what happened after that?
Yeah, I probably just watched over and started coming up with a way to solve the memory issue.
Perhaps it is now time for one to recount the rest of the tale.
Alright, cutscene time. Oh, okay, never mind. Domain time.
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses.
Up and a skip and away we go. Yeah, she's definitely gonna be fun moving about. Seems like she's gonna be the fastest unit now. And it seems like this is before all the stairs were destroyed.
Skyward! In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better.
Mum didn't approve.
But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side.
Sweet.
Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies, glaring though they may have been.
He doesn't have the talent, but he had the love.
Wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed oneself.
Again, man, such a shady disguise.
One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn.
Yeah, I mean, great work on the Tash.
As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. You showed not even the slightest inkling of recognition.
That's so dumb.
One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
Yeah! Skyward!
Man, her movement is so fun.
Skyward!
Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable, even considering your loss of memory. One was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night.
I mean, when someone's in the process of losing their memories and, dying of an illness, trying to remember what a certain thing does, it's kind of hard. So.
Yeah! Skyward!
So that's how it works. That's how it works. Okay, got it. Protected.
Make way for the Adeptus! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah!
Get out of here. Okay, she seems fun.
Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. They were likely incited by the presence of godly remains.
The godly remains are back.
Said godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to the trace of one scent on your body. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's very making.
Man, I want to see more of the Archon War. Just give me more cutscenes on it, please. I just want to see the shit that went down.
In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully cradle the child to your chest. Although certain mortal matters remain foreign to me, one could not help but be moved by your joy.
That's cute.
To see you happy, that was more than enough.
W, Mum.
Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait, but if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
Yeah, so what happened there then? So what, she like fell asleep, turned back into a bird and, you know, went to go help? Hey, back in Liyue. Okay, I kind of want to explore. Ah, no, come on, man.
Just as Yuendai troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache.
Isn't there a guard stationed here?
Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back.
Oh, okay, so it was Cloud Retainer. She just disguised herself.
When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus because all illuminated cranes are white from tip to toe. One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. You became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring.
I mean, fair enough if it works.
It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, Yuendai was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognized the essence of her being.
Fair play.
Perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways than one.
Alright, back from the domain.
Now all has been revealed.
I mean, it was a bit of a goose chase, but we got there in the end.
One owes you an apology, Yuendai. One recognized you upon your very entrance into Wanmin Restaurant. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end with this visit to Liyue Harbor. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely have become the fictionalized account of another.
I was about to say, she got the NPC treatment though, so unfortunate.
Memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who lived through them. Would you not agree? Even if the process was painful and arduous to experience. Have you any further inquiries?
Master, I must ask. If you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about my mistake? Why did you not bring me back to Mount Outsong by force?
Because that would just be a bad thing to do.
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. It was a simple choice, nothing more.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, how she was, like, playing it up as, like, a sin. I thought she did something, like, really messed up, but it was just a simple matter of being like, yup, I found a boy I like. See ya.
When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet, when your wings grow weary and the night grows dark, just know that you always have a place to which to return.
Aww.
'Tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven. Whatever its denomination may be, its essence remains quite unchanged. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they wish, yet the door remains forever open to those who wish to return. One rather hopes you count yourself among them.
And plus, Cloud Retainer wants more company, so she would be open to visitors.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You and I. One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration of your condition as of late, have you not?
But do not fret, I have a potion to help.
40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you with a few decades of extra time, it merely delayed the inevitable. One may have extended the path, yet one was unable to alter its final destination.
I mean, at least she was able to spend enough time to, you know, kind of live with her partner.
Even the power of an Adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten your life as a human entirely. In the end, you would have turned into a creature lacking in the ability to even comprehend its own monstrousness.
That is terrifying. So what would happen if we got like an Archon's blood? Maybe that would help? We get Big Up Zhongli to help?
Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memories. Though one sped the process along by providing some guidance, the result is entirely a reflection of your own effort.
Okay.
So, what's gonna happen to Granny?
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated, she may recover her sentience one day.
Ah, so fair enough. Going back to how she was originally. Okay.
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
I mean, if that is the only way, then, you know, I think that's a plus. Like, from everything that happened, if that's the only consequence, I think that's pretty good. Is there no other way?
Master, you've already done more than enough for me. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than I could have ever hoped for. How much time do I have left?
We'll just say like 100 years.
Not long. The transformation is imminent.
At least she has a chance to say goodbye.
Granny, please don't leave, okay? You're all I have left. Please.
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. My only regret is having to leave you behind. Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm gone.
I mean, there's always a chance that she'll be able to return as well.
I promise, Granny. I'll do whatever you say.
I mean, she's gonna need a place to stay. She might as well, like, stay here for the time being.
Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsung. Granny will train day and night.
There you go.
I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power. When that day comes, we'll be able to live together again. You and I. How's that sound?
I mean, she might have her own family at that point, but, you know, it sounds pretty neat.
Good.
That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while, as long as we both work hard, we're sure to meet again someday.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes. I'll wait for you to come back.
That's a good girl. Then Granny really has no more regrets.
W, Granny, man.
I'm so sorry, Master. Thank you for everything.
Alright, where's the cutscene gonna kick in? Back into a crane. Oh, not with the sandals on.
Xianyun.
I mean, we've got to get the kid like a place to stay. We can't just leave. We can't just leave them.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not fitting, response to such an event.
I feel like at any age that's an appropriate response.
Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes there is scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll of stress and misery. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give yourself some time to rest. Take a nap if you must. One will wake you in due time.
Maybe we'll have some memories of our brother. Oh, it actually might be possible. Oh, here we are. Cutscene. Ah, this is the vibes we want. Oh, that's sweet. Oh. Are we gonna get it? No, no. I thought we were gonna get our brother, man. Come on. Aww. Sweet, dude. Oh, wait, we might? Yo! Oh, that's sweet. That's... Oh my...
I always believed we
dude.
would see each other again. That our days of separation would finally end.
Ah, that's where it comes
And all
from.
my troubles would be behind me.
Oof, dude. Man, that hug hit. Nah. Maybe one day, guys.
If only things could stay this way forever.
Man, that must hurt, dude. Aw.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
I mean, it was a happy memory.
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up.
Yeah. Dan, I'm so glad we got that, dude. I wonder what Pamela's seeing. Yo, dude, I love this, man.
Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it.
And Cloud Retain is such a W.
Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you.
Man, 10 out of 10 for Cloud Retain.
After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Aww. That's so sweet, dude. W cutscene.
Grilled chicken drumsticks.
Yeah, the finger in the mouth. Yo, wake up, you greedy git.
Huh? Was Paimon sleeping just now?
Yep. Man, I've got to rewatch that. That hug was great.
Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all.
Yeah, eating bird.
Madam Adeptus?
Welcome back to the land of the living.
Oh, Xianyun, you're awake. How do you feel?
I feel a little better. Thanks. I know I'll see Granny again someday, so I don't feel so sad anymore.
I mean, you could always come up here and then use the thing to go into that dream again, just in case you ever do get lonely.
Madam Adeptus, could I ask you something? Would you take me in as a disciple?
I mean, she has nowhere else to go, so...
Oh. And have you reasons for this sudden interest?
Man, she's got no place to live. She has no one to go to.
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really bad about it. But without that mistake, I would have never been born. Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought maybe one day I could become a cool Adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
And you can always give it a shot, I guess.
On some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuandai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you desire, one shall make it so.
You have the blood of a crane running through you.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No, I mean, Master.
There you go.
Xianyun, are you sure about this?
Bro, what do you mean? she's got nowhere else to go.
Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like Xianyun and violet grass.
I mean, yeah, but they're weirdos, so, you know. I feel like they're their own identities.
If you join them, you'll never enjoy One Min Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment.
Flowers, even.
So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite irrelevant.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
I miss Feisty, bloody hell.
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comforts.
I mean, we've seen balls up here, so, you know, we can get some meat.
That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shu Yu shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human world.
There you go.
Whoa, you're leaving Mount Outsong?
So, is that why you took on this human form?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, one has sought only solace and peace.
That's fair.
Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu, Shenhe, Yuandai, they all chose a life among the mortal world.
I mean, yeah, as a human, you know, you can't remain in, like, solitude forever. That would drive someone insane.
One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. A failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there.
Humanity.
One could hardly offer an opinion on the matter, but perhaps some time in the harbor will prove instructive.
It's just human presence. That's all they needed.
Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all. So, does this mean we can grab a meal together in Liyue Harbor sometime?
Yeah, let's get Ganyu and Shenhe as well.
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one would not be opposed to the idea.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
One will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosing one's true identity.
Yeah, Paimon.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret.
Yeah, probably.
So, when can we expect to start seeing you in the city?
Probably when London Right starts.
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale. The earnings should provide for a comfortable living in Liyue Harbor.
You know what? That's fair. You can make easy money.
One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is mortal life if not one expense after another?
Fair enough.
Seems like you've really thought of everything.
I mean, yeah, with the creations like she makes, it'll be very easy for her to make money.
Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor in 2 days?
Alright.
A sensible plan. See you then.
The story's still going on. Alright.
Oh, also, why don't you take this suspense somnium mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future, you may try quieting your mind and sitting in meditation as you listen to its melodies. It might help you find a new perspective.
Any new teapot furniture? Alright, sure.
Thanks, Cloud Retainer.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It's totally up to you. So, about your move to Liyue Harbor, you gonna tell the other Adepti about it?
Yeah, just send them a letter.
I have left an explanatory note in my abode. Those 2 old fossils will discover it, I am sure, should they come seeking my company.
Oh, fair enough, I guess.
Considering their recent penchant for going off on private escapades, however, I find myself caring little for how they shall receive this news.
Yeah, hopefully we see them in the human farm soon.
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
These items are too good to be true.
To be quite honest, your insistence on that fact is my primary cause for concern. In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of mora without proper scrutiny. If I'm wrong, I would never be able to earn it back, not even if I worked every single day for the rest of my life.
Goddamn.
I have to be careful. Yes, you can never be too careful.
What, so she can't sell anything off because it's too expensive? Yeah, I believe it's Paimon.
What are you guys arguing about?
Yeah, if there's anyone that's gonna slip up, it's gonna be Paimon.
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their legitimacy is pure folly.
Okay, you're already slipping up.
Several hundred years?
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see.
There you go.
Passed down over many generations, as families are wont to do.
Yeah, there's definitely nothing suspicious with me. No.
Yep, they've definitely been around a while. We can vouch for her on that one.
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have the opportunity to behold them with your own eyes.
See, the thing is, I think it's the issue that you're trying to pass them off as ordinary, when they're clearly not.
Doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just decide to take them to another buyer.
Unless I'm misunderstanding.
Whoa, please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items. If you could wait for a moment, I've hired an expert to appraise them for me. He should be here shortly.
Alright.
An expert,
Oh,
you say?
Zhongli.
Very well. I will wait for a little while longer then. Traveler, Paimon, this is my new residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future, this is where you can find me.
Alright, sure.
Master! Oh, it's you two again.
Oh,
Hello.
new clothing as well. Nice.
Xianyun! You got a new outfit! It looks great on you.
Yeah, if only that could happen to us.
Master made it for me. I like it too.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Yeah, make us some clothes.
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hardly a challenge.
Yes.
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of messy right now, so maybe you could not look yet, Master. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, what are you hiding?
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Do what you must, child. Now, this expert you mentioned, when can we expect their arrival?
He always shows up, so probably in like the next 2 seconds.
Soon. Ah, there he is.
Mr. Zhongli.
Here, allow me to make some introductions.
Hey.
This is Mr. Zhongli, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner of valuables and antiques.
We meet again, old pal.
Mr. Zhongli, this is Miss Xianyun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned earlier.
Huh.
Oh no, they know.
If it isn't Miss Xianyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting. What a serendipitous reunion.
Man, it's always so entertaining when you see two characters that are trying like to disguise themselves, and then they end up meeting. It was the same with Zhongli and Venti. That is still one of my favorite interactions in this game.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhongli?
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest. The experiences left me with such insight and peace.
You can tell these two know each other with the way how they talk.
Huh. So you two are already acquainted?
They go way back.
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Xianyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrated for her impeccable taste. You stand to gain much from this opportunity.
Getting those words from Zhongli, that's a great advantage to have.
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Okay, praising each other, I see.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Xianyun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
This is just gonna be non-stop praising each other.
Not at all, Mr. Zhongli. Not at all.
Yeah, man, just roll with it.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, I must ask, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship. Can I be certain that you're not working together to swindle me? I mean, you never know.
I mean, yeah, fair point.
Huh! A preposterous accusation. The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
That ended up pissing her off.
Miss Xianyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance, this transaction may be taken elsewhere.
Smart words, my man.
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself has vouched for the goods? Miss Xianyun, wait!
Better buy up quick, my man. Yep.
I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli, could you please give me a final verdict on the value of these items?
Yeah, it would cost an arm and a leg to buy them.
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance.
Yes.
Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, its structure and appearance are exquisite enough to merit it a place in any fine home.
God, I love your voice.
The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder with geometric grace.
Of course, yes. I understand every single word you're saying.
I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world. With that in mind, I earnestly recommend procuring every last item in this collection.
My man Zhongli. He knows what's up.
All right. Since I hired you as my consultant, Mr. Zhongli, I shall, of course, trust your good opinion.
Hey, Zhongli's that W friend.
Then, in that case, Miss Xianyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large, how about we start with an initial deposit through the Northland Bank?
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you refer to the fiduciary house. Oh, very well.
Okay, sorry about that. Sorry if the volume was a lot lower there. I ended up turning it down during cutscenes since it normally ramps up in volume.
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for now. I'll return to collect the goods once you've received the funds.
See you, mate. Get scammed, idiot. I don't think she's snoring here.
Xianyun!
My man.
My friends, have you been doing well?
We have indeed.
We've been great! How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant!
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea when Mr. Xiaozu requested my services. As for you, Miss Xianyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
That's correct. Also, what's she doing back here?
I must say, the name Xianyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that particular epithet in further conversation.
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
That is, yeah, facts.
Well, that is true, but...
You're gonna have to get used to it.
Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address you with it. One is hardly ignorant of that fact.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years, Cloud Retainer.
Xianyun, come on, you can't be slipping up, Zhongli. I always find it enjoyable seeing Zhongli interact with other people.
One has indeed. One's previous stays were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and ardor.
Very old-fashioned way of talking, but, you know, it's very unique.
This city is much changed from how it was more than 1,000 years ago.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless potential. In another 1,000 years, the scene we witness here may change in ways that are impossible for either of us to imagine.
I mean, yeah, as long as Tevat doesn't, you know, go to shit and everything gets destroyed. Who knows?
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
They're in the moment, Paimon.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together? One must profess great interest in trying bamboo shoot soup.
Hey, that kind of sounds good.
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion, so logic dictates that you should have already tried it.
Oh?
Oh? What occasion was this?
Oh, is your memory going?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself a portion. Or perhaps our other companions simply availed themselves of faster reflexes on that occasion.
Is that why you also shed the osmanthus wine?
Huh, hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, one will show you what it means to have a true deftness of hand.
All right, the speed.
It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple layered consommé. We shall enjoy the lot.
Hey, all right. Sounds like a feast.
One has already passed word to Shenhe Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple. Is that agreeable to everyone?
Uh-huh. Hopefully we can see it and it doesn't end.
It should be a most splendid occasion.
Come on, just give us like a photo. Thank you so much, Cloud Retainer.
Shu Yu, come now. It is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhang Li. He is,
an old pal.
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhongli.
That should be everyone, right? Let's go!
All right, let's get it.
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation?
She knows what's up.
I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite. You know, 'cause it's super tempting and stuff. Is that true?
That sounds rather implausible. Although
This is a
with the
vibe.
right preparation, certain dishes can be too delicious to resist.
Huh? Why are you all walking so so fast. Hey, wait for Paimon.
Come on, hurry up.
Hey, wait up.
Alright, bloody hell. I've seen the speed at which he can fly at. Alright, don't try and pull that card. Ah, 1,000 moonlit miles. That's nice. Would have loved to get a photo though. Just of everyone eating together. Right, and that concludes Cloud Retainer's story quest. But no, overall, that was quite enjoyable. It was definitely nice seeing Xianyun and Shenhe again. It's going to be nice to see them again during Lantern Rite. Now, hopefully, we do get to see all three of them together. But man, that cutscene was that hit. Just seeing the Traveler finally hug their sibling, it was nice. And then we got Big Up Zhongli coming in at the end there. So yeah, I had a fun time with it. But with that to the side, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and if you don't want to miss my reaction to future Genshin Impact content, be sure to hit that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you then.